Hi students, in this session we are going to study examples based on derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions. I am sure all of you are ready with pen and paper, and you can find link for the first session of derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions in description. Now let's start. First example is C. We have asked to differentiate the following functions with respect to x, and the first given function is cot inverse of 4 raised to x. So here in the solution you write down the given function and let it be y. So y is equal to cot inverse of 4 raised to x. So differentiating with respect to x, we get derivative of y as dy by dx, and derivative of, that is, d by dx of cot inverse of 4 raised to x. Here we observe that this is a composite function. So let's treat it as cot inverse of something, and we have standard result for derivative of cot inverse of x as, see, in the last session we have this derivative of cot inverse of x is equal to minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. So we are going to use this result to write down derivative of this composite function. So treat it as cot inverse of something. So derivative of cot inverse of something is, see, minus 1 upon 1 plus something square into derivative of something which is 4 raised to x. That means at this step we have applied chain rule. Okay, and now you are familiar with chain rule, how to apply it. Okay, see again, derivative of cot inverse of something, it is minus 1 upon 1 plus something square into derivative of something which is 4 raised to x. We have treated this as this standard form, derivative of cot inverse of x as minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. You note this step properly. Okay, then to the next step you write down this first step as it is. Okay, so this is minus 1 upon 1 plus, using indices we write it as 4 raised to 2x, and here we have to evaluate this derivative of 4 raised to x. Again it is in standard form, and it is, here we have to use derivative of a raised to x, and we have it as a raised to x into log a. And so using this standard formula we can write derivative of 4 raised to x as 4 raised to x into log 4. Okay, so here, rearranging the terms, we have the required derivative dy by dx as, see at the numerator, this is minus 4 raised to x into log 4 upon same denominator 1 plus 4 raised to 2x. This is the required derivative. See, we have used chain rule and derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions to solve this example. You do it at your own again. Okay, then next example is tan inverse of root x. Okay, so in the solution you write down the given function and let it be y. So we have y is equal to tan inverse of root x. See here again we find that it is a composite function. So we have to use chain rule for differentiating this function. Let's differentiate. Differentiating with respect to x, we get dy by dx is equal to derivative of this given function tan inverse of root x. So treat this function as tan inverse of something, and we have the standard formula as derivative of tan inverse of x is equal to 1 upon 1 plus x square. So treating this function as tan inverse of something, we have its derivative as 1 upon 1 plus something square into derivative of something, and that something function is root x. See here we have applied chain rule. Note this properly. okay, and used derivative for tan inverse of x. So to the next step, simplify and evaluate this derivative. See, we have this 1 upon 1 plus root x square is x. So this term is 1 upon 1 plus x into derivative of root x is 1 upon 2 root x. Rearranging the terms, finally we have dy by dx is equal to 1 upon 2 root x into 1 plus x. So this is the required derivative. See, both the examples are very simple and we have just used chain rule to evaluate their derivatives and also standard formulae to evaluate derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions. Okay. Then the next function is, see, cosec inverse of e raised to minus x. So we have to find out derivative of this function. In the solution, let's consider this function as y. So let y is equal to cosec inverse of e raised to minus x. Differentiating with respect to x, we get, see, dy by dx, derivative of y, is equal to d by dx of this cosec inverse of e raised to minus x. Here again we observe that it is a composite function, and to find this derivative we have to treat it as cosec inverse of something and apply chain rule. So see, we have derivative of cosec inverse of x as minus 1 upon x into root of x square minus 1. So using this standard formula, we are going to treat this function as cosec inverse of something, and derivative is minus 1 upon something into square root of something square minus 1 into derivative of something, and something function is e raised to minus x. You note this step properly. We have used chain rule here. Okay, and now let's simplify and find this derivative to the next step. So we have minus 1 upon e raised to minus x. We can write using indices it as e raised to minus 2x minus 1 into derivative of e raised to minus x. Again it is a composite function, so we have to again use chain rule to evaluate this derivative. Okay, and we have the standard formula for derivative of e raised to x, and derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. So using this, here e raised to something, derivative is e raised to something into derivative of something, and that something function is minus x. Okay, so here to evaluate derivative of e raised to minus x, again we have used chain rule. Note this. Then to the next step, let's simplify the terms. Here see, minus, and this derivative is minus 1, derivative of minus x, and see this e raised to minus x and e raised to minus x terms get cancelled, and we have minus 1 into this derivative minus 1 at the numerator, and at the denominator see, we can write this e raised to minus 2x as 1 upon e raised to 2x. So denominator is square root of 1 upon e raised to 2x minus 1. Okay. So this is equal to 1 upon square root of 1 minus e raised to 2x upon e raised to 2x. Simplifying this term, we have this. Okay. Then see, we can take this e raised to 2x term out of this square root. So we have 1 upon square root of 1 minus e raised to 2x upon, see, this term e raised to 2x is e raised to x bracket square. So here it is e raised to x, and the term at the denominator of denominator will go to numerator, and we have to the next step, see, e raised to x upon square root of 1 minus e raised to 2x, and this is the required derivative dy by dx. Okay. Then next example is cos inverse of 1 minus x square. we have to find out derivative of this function. So in the solution, you write down the given function, let it be y. So we have y is equal to cos inverse of 1 minus x square. We have to differentiate this function with respect to x. So differentiating with respect to x, we get, see, dy by dx is equal to d by dx of cos inverse of 1 minus x square. Again, here we observe that it is a composite function. So we have to use chain rule to differentiate this function. Okay. And we have the standard form for cos inverse of x. See, this is the derivative of cos inverse of x. Derivative of cos inverse of x is minus 1 upon square root of 1 minus x square. So treat this function as cos inverse of something, and this something function is 1 minus x square. So derivative of cos inverse of something is minus 1 upon square root of 1 minus something square into derivative of something, which is 1 minus x square. Okay, note this step, we have used chain rule here. So let's simplify and write down this derivative. So we have minus 1 upon square root of 1 minus, expanding this bracket, we have 1 plus x square, square is x raised to 4 minus 2 into x square into 1 is constant, so its derivative is 0, and derivative of minus x square is minus 2x. And let's simplify. So we have, see, at the numerator minus 1 into minus 2x, it is 2x, and at the denominator here square root of 1 minus 1 get cancelled, and this minus minus plus term 2x square, and this is minus x raised to 4. Then taking x square common at the denominator, we have 2x upon square root of x square into 2 minus x square, and here we can take this term out of square root, and so we get 2x upon x into square root of 2 minus x square. Okay, see, very simple calculations are there, and therefore finally we have dy by dx is equal to, this x get cancelled, 2 upon square root of 2 minus x square as the required derivative. Next function is sine inverse of square root of 1 plus x square upon 2. In the solution, you write down the given function, let it be y. So we have y is equal to sine inverse of square root of 1 plus x square upon 2. Here again we observe that it is a composite function, and we are going to treat this function as sine inverse of something and going to use chain rule to differentiate this sine inverse function. Okay, and we have this standard form for derivative of sine inverse of x. So differentiating with respect to x, we get, see, we have treated it as sine inverse of something. So derivative is 1 upon square root of 1 minus something square into derivative of something, and something function is square root of 1 plus x square upon 2. Note this step properly. We have used chain rule to write derivative of this composite function. Okay, sine inverse of something, derivative is 1 upon root of 1 minus something square. It is like this standard form. Derivative of sine inverse of x is 1 upon root of 1 minus x square, and into derivative of that something function, which is square root of 1 plus x square upon 2. Then let's simplify this term and write down this derivative. So we have, see, again you note this step properly. See, this term 1 upon square root of 1 minus this root square, so it is root gets eliminated, so we have 1 plus x square upon 2 into, see, derivative of root of something, again it is a composite function, so we are going to treat this function as root of something. So we have, see, derivative of square root of x as 1 upon 2 root x. So using this standard form, we are going to write derivative of this composite function using chain rule. Root of something, derivative is 1 upon 2 root of something into derivative of something, which is 1 plus x square upon 2. Okay, you again note this step properly. We have used chain rule to evaluate this derivative. Here you can perform this derivative, evaluate this derivative like this also. This is OR. Okay, d by dx of, see, this is root of 1 plus x square upon root 2. So while evaluating this derivative, you take this 1 upon root 2 constant outside this derivative, 1 upon root 2 into derivative of root of 1 plus x square, and then apply chain rule to evaluate derivative of this composite function. You may go like this at this step. Okay. Now see to the next step. Let's simplify the terms. Here 1 upon square root of, making this denominator 2, we have to multiply this 1 by 2. So 2 minus, see these terms, minus 1 and minus plus, it is minus x square upon 2. Okay, so we have simplified this square root into here 1 upon 2 into, see, I have separated the terms in the square root like this, root of 1 plus x square upon root 2 into, see this derivative, it is half constant, into derivative of 1 plus x square, 1 is constant, so its derivative 0, and derivative of x square is 2x. So we have to the next step. See, we have this root of 2 minus 1 1 minus x square, and I have separated this 2 from this root. This is at the denominator of denominator and it is at numerator. So this root 2 is at numerator, root 2 upon root of 1 minus x square. So this is how I have simplified this term into, see here, this 2 get cancelled and 2 upon root 2 is root 2, and this x term here upon root of 1 plus x square. So this is how we have simplified this term. Then let's cancel this root 2 to get x upon, see, x upon square root of, so root of 1 minus x square into root of 1 minus x square. We can write these roots as root of 1 minus x square into 1 plus x square. So here these two terms in the denominator in root are like this algebraic formula: a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So using this expansion, we can write these two terms as, see, 1 square is 1 and x square its square. So we have x upon root of 1 minus x square its square. So finally dy by dx is equal to x upon square root of 1 minus x raised to 4 as the required derivative. So this solution contains algebraic simplifications that we have to do accurately. Okay. Then next function is cos cube of cos inverse of x cube. Okay, so we have to find out derivative of this function. So in the solution, you write down the given function and let it be y. Okay, see here it is cos cube of something. Okay, so we know that cos cube of x can be written as cos x bracket cube. Okay, so using this we are going to rewrite this function as cos of cos inverse of x cube bracket cube. Okay, you know this step. Then see here, something familiar terms are here, cos of cos inverse of something. So we have property for inverse trigonometric function as cos of cos inverse of x is equal to x. So using this property, we are going to simplify this function. Okay, so cos of cos inverse of x cube, it is just x cube. See the use of property of inverse trigonometric function. The function is reduced to very simple function x cube bracket cube, and this is y is equal to x raised to 9, which is very simple to differentiate. Differentiating with respect to x, we get dy by dx is equal to d by dx of x raised to 9, and derivative of x raised to 9 is 9x raised to 8 as the required derivative. Okay, so you note the here how these properties are working, and we are getting very simple function to differentiate. You keep in mind this trick. Okay, then next function is, see, cos inverse of 1 upon cos of phi raised to x. We have to find its derivative. In the solution, let it be y. So y is equal to cosec inverse of 1 upon cos of phi raised to x. So see here, some simplification is possible. Here 1 upon cos, we can write it as sec of phi raised to x. So let's write like that, cosec inverse of sec of phi raised to x. And here again you note that we can write this sec term in terms of cosec using allied angles. See, we can write sec theta as cosec of pi by 2 minus theta. Why to convert this sec to cosec? To get cosec here, so that cosec inverse of cosec will give us very simply as it is x. Okay, so cosec inverse of cosec of phi raised to x we are going to get here. So observing all these things, let's convert this sec into phi raised to x to cosec using this formula for allied angles. So cosec inverse of, we can write it as cosec of pi by 2 minus phi raised to x. And here cosec inverse of cosec, we are going to use this property. This will give us this bracket only. So we have pi by 2 minus phi raised to x. See, trigonometry and properties of inverse trigonometric functions are going to be very useful to simplify these inverse trigonometric functions. You note these tricks properly. Okay, so here we have one simplified function y is equal to pi by 2 minus phi raised to x, which is very easy to differentiate. So differentiating with respect to x, we get, see, dy by dx is equal to d by dx of pi by 2 minus phi raised to x, and this is derivative of pi by 2 is 0, and derivative of minus phi raised to x is minus phi raised to x into log phi. This is by using, see, this is by using derivative of a raised to x is equal to a raised to x into log a. So here derivative of phi raised to x is phi raised to x into log phi. So the required derivative is dy by dx is equal to minus phi raised to x into log phi as the required derivative. So students, here you note that while solving these two examples, we have not used chain rule directly to differentiate these given functions. We have done quite smart work to simplify those functions, and by getting simplified function, we have differentiated that function. So you note these two examples properly and note that how we have simplified them using properties of inverse trigonometric functions and some results from trigonometry. Okay. Then next function is, see, cos inverse of root of 1 minus cos of x square upon 2. You note here it is square of angle x. It is not square of cos term. Okay. You note it properly here. We have to find out derivative of this function. Again here we are going to do some smart work and not using directly chain rule at this step. You note this thing. So in the solution you write down the given function and Let's recall formula from trigonometry. 1 minus cos 2 theta is equal to 2 sin square theta. We see the terms like this here, 1 minus cos x square. So we can convert this term to 2 sin square so that we can eliminate this square root. So this is the trick to simplify this function. So using this formula we have, see, we have cos inverse of root of, this conversion is 2 sin square of x square upon 2 upon 2. This 2 get cancelled and root of sin square is sin. So to the next step we have cos inverse of sin of x square upon 2. Now see here, out of bracket here term is cos inverse and in bracket it is sin. So if we convert this sine term to cos term, we'll get cos inverse of cos, and so that we can use this property cos inverse of cos x to simplify the function. So according to this, let's convert this sine term to cos by using convergence from allied angles. So we can write sine theta as cos of pi by 2 minus theta. So using this formula, let's convert this sine term. So we have cos inverse of cos of pi by 2 minus x square upon 2, and see here we have the terms cos inverse of cos, and so using this property cos inverse of cos x, we can simplify this function to get simple function like pi by 2 minus x square upon 2. Now see, instead of this given function, we have obtained very simple function here, and it is very easy to differentiate. So differentiating with respect to x, here we get dy by dx is equal to d by dx of pi by 2 minus x square by 2. So this is nothing but derivative of pi by 2 minus derivative of x square upon 2. Since pi by 2 is constant, its derivative is 0, and derivative of x square by 2 is 2x upon 2. These 2 get cancelled, and finally we have dy by dx is equal to minus x as the required derivative. So again in this solution you note how we have simplified function using trigonometry and properties of inverse trigonometric function. Next function is tan inverse of 1 minus tan of x by 2 upon 1 plus tan of x by 2. See, this function again looking quite complicated, and here also we are not going to use chain rule directly to find the derivative of this composite function. Again here we are going to do some smart work. So in the solution you write down the given function, and here you note this trick. See, 1 we can write it as tan of pi by 4. So to the next step I am writing 1 instead of 1, it is tan pi by 4, and we know that tan pi by 4 is 1. So we can replace this 1 by tan pi by 4. What is the purpose of replacing 1 by this term? So by replacing this term, we get it as tan pi by 4 minus tan x by 2, and at the denominator you note properly, I have not replaced this 1, I have replaced 1 which is multiplied to this tan term, and this invisible 1 I have replaced it by tan of pi by 4, and by this replacement you can find here some related trigonometric formula. Okay, so see, we have tan a minus tan b upon 1 plus tan a into tan b. We can write this as tan of a minus b. So by keeping in mind this trigonometric formula, I have adjusted this 1 by this tan term. Okay, so you note this trick very properly. Okay, so we can write this term by using this trigonometric formula as, see, tan of pi by 4 minus x by 2, and this is to get tan inverse of tan. so that using this property tan inverse of tan is equal to x, we can simplify this function to get very simple function pi by 4 minus x by 2. So you can easily here see that this trick is working so interestingly. We have converted this given complicated function to just a simple function pi by 4 minus x by 2. Okay, now it's very easy to differentiate. So differentiating with respect to x, we get here dy by dx is equal to d by dx of pi by 4 minus x by 2. So it is derivative of pi by 4 minus derivative of x by 2. Pi by 4 is constant, so its derivative is 0 and derivative of x by 2 is half. Okay, so finally we have dy by dx is equal to minus half. Okay, so this is the required derivative. Then students, for next 3 examples I am going to provide you just a hint. You try to solve these next 3 problems at your own. Okay, see here function is cosec inverse of 1 upon 4 cos cube of 2x minus 3 cos 2x. So here you observe that and try to recall some results from trigonometry here, and if you are very perfect about trigonometry, then you can recall this result cos 3 theta is equal to 4 cos cube theta minus 3 cos theta. So these terms are like 4 cos cube theta minus 3 cos theta. So this conversion is cos 3 theta. So here we are going to convert this denominator to cos 3 theta. Here theta is 2x. So we have cos of 3 into 2x, which is 6x. See, cosec inverse of 1 upon cos of 6x. 1 upon cos we can write it as sec, and to the next step you convert this sec 6x to cosec, and using this result in the previous example we have converted this term, and then by converting this cosec sec to cosec we can use this property cosec inverse of cosec x. So you do the remaining solution at your own, and answer is C, it is minus 6. Then the next example is C, cot inverse of sin 3x upon 1 plus cos 3x. Again here you use this hint to solve this example. Use sin 2 theta is equal to 2 sin theta cos theta, and 1 plus cos 2 theta we can convert it to 2 cos square theta. Using these two formulas from trigonometry you can simplify this given function to very simple function, and by differentiating that you can get the answer dy by dx is equal to minus 3 by 2. So you try to solve using this hint at your own. Okay, and the last one of this session, and see this is going to complete a dozen of examples of this session, and you can see how simple this function. Okay, this is looking very complicated, but trigonometry is going to simplify this function. Trigonometry is going to help to solve this example. Okay, so for this example also I am going to give you hint. So using this, see, you note this trigonometry properly. 1 plus sine 2 theta, we can replace this 1 by using identity as sine square theta plus cos square theta, and we are going to write this sine 2 theta as 2 sine theta cos theta. Okay, so these three terms forms expansion of this bracket cos theta plus sine theta bracket square. Okay, so here in this example you write this term 1 plus sine 4x upon 3 using this trigonometry result. Okay, and on the similar lines you write down 1 minus sine 2 theta, and it is you can write like this, it as cos theta minus sine theta bracket square. See here, you can write it as sine plus cos and it as sine minus cos. You do at your own like that and see the difference by taking these terms cos plus sine, cos minus sine, what we get, and by taking sine plus cos and sine minus cos, what we get. Okay, you work on this and simplify this function using this hint, and by using this trigonometry you will reach to the step cot inverse of cot of 2x by 3. Okay, on simplifying by using trigonometry we will reach this step, and again using property of cot inverse of cot you can get simple function. See, for this complicated function using trigonometry we are getting this very simple function, and it's very easy to differentiate. So its derivative is 2 by 3. Okay. So this is how we have completed a dozen of examples which are very interesting and quite easy. Okay, so you do all these examples at your own. Now let me stop here. Thank you for watching.